What's up, YouTube? It's Brandon back with you again. I'm going to talk today about stuff to make knife handles from. I've had a few requests about doing videos on knife handles and what I do my handles on. You guys, I know I really like the different types of woods, probably more than anything else. And I do like micarta too. It's a good strong piece, but micarta, it's not natural. But I do make my own. But the wood, sometimes the woods just come out really nice. You guys seen a few of my knives. We got the Akiradashi that I did, and that's all black walnut. You can see that there. Did a little brass inlay. It's hard to get it in there, but it's a tiny little brass inlay right there. You can barely see it. But, I did that just to kind of knock it off a little bit. And then this here is my everyday carry that has the bird's eye maple, quilted burl, quilted maple, just there's so many different names for it. I call it bird's eye maple. That's what I've always heard it called. But it's a really nice look. But you can get these woods, fairly cheap if you know where to look at. I'll tell you where I get my stuff from, and then we'll just kind of go over the few ones we have here. So this here is a burl. This is what you'd get if you wanted to do a bird's eye maple, or you can buy a slab of it. But what I do is I buy it like this, and you can kind of see that pattern in there. I buy it this way, and then I just cut my own scales on the skill saw. You can cut it with, a bandsaw if you got a good enough bandsaw. Mine kind of stinks. I don't really care for it, but so you can buy that. I got that piece on eBay. I actually got two of those. Every time they come up, I try to snag them. I bought both of those. I think this one was 12, and the other one I have, which I've got out, these few pieces out of here, and I've got quite the few pieces out of that set. I think this one was like 20, and it's just the size of it or whatever. So I got those from eBay. Got this bird's eye maple here, this ain't bird's eye maple, this curly maple. You can see that pattern reflecting that. When you put some oil on it, it really reflects. People call this tiger too. I've heard it called that, but I've always called it curly maple. Got this on eBay. Got a set of 4 for like $10, plus shipping. Went to my local hardware store, or lumber store, I should say, and they're both actually. They're lumber and hardware. And got this piece here, and that is got the NGK1. That's where the handles came off of that. It was a piece of a heart maple, and you can see it. And I went there looking for a big block, and I got a big block of black walnut, which is what this is here, which is what the Akiradashi has, and the Echo knife has black walnut. Black walnut's very nice, very hard. It stands out against the pins, the brass pins and stuff. And I bought both of these pieces, and they cost me $30 now. The block that I got of the black walnut is, I want to say it's like 4 inches by 16 by 3 feet, and that's how they sell it. You can't buy it any other way. You can only buy it. The same thing like basswood. I buy a block of basswood. It's it's huge. It's like this big, and that's how they sell it. So I got both pieces of that. This piece I actually got to cut off, and I just needed a section of it. They would sell it by the foot, and I said I want this end of it, and that's how they sold me that piece. And this is the piece I have left over. I didn't buy a very big piece. You can kind of see what it is. It's not very very big, but that's a nice maple. If you're looking for a pattern, you can do a lot of stuff with this too. Then we've got stuff to make micarta with, which I make all my own micarta. This is the paper micarta that you saw that didn't do so hot. I think I got an idea for this. I'm going to try something, see how that works out. but you can still smell the resin. I think I just mixed up the resin wrong, and didn't get the right mixture on it. But then this is the one that was on the tactical knife. This is a piece that's left over. So I could probably make a small knife handle out of this. This is cloth, or cotton, micarta with resin. And then this is the one that I showed you that was on my first knife, and you can see right there that pattern. I'm not as good as some people at doing these things. You know, that micarta is okay, but you can see on the backside where all the wrinkles are in it, so you got to take that part of it out if you're going to use that piece. This one here probably came out the best and the flattest. It was the first one I ever made. But again, you know, it's just whatever. It's just, you're making it at home. You don't have to be super, you know, crazy about how you're making it, I guess. Because, I mean, I can sand it out, make a knife handle out of it anyway. My knife handles come out pretty decent. So, then the last wood that I got here, and I ordered this, same thing. This is leopard wood, I think it's called. Or that's what it was called on eBay. And, I mean, you can see that pattern. It is nuts. So this here cost me $5 plus shipping. So I think it was like $9. I got enough to make 2 knife handles or gun handles or whatever I want to make with that. But cool stuff. Never used this before. Never even seen it till I seen it on YouTube or eBay. I mean, and you know, it's we're gonna make a nice knife out of it. But again, you can make it out of anything. I've got oak flooring. Got maple flooring, got some hickory flooring. You can make a nice knife handle out of just about anything. Basswood is a decent wood if you wanted to make it out of that. There's so many things you can make it out of. Paracord, you know, you can take paracord and make micarta paracord. You can wrap it. You can, I mean, there's just so much that you can do with paracord that, you know, it's just another option. Leather wrap them if you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can just find tons of different ways to make what you're trying to make. And again, you know, you just let your imagination go wild and you can come up with some pretty crazy stuff. Obviously, I really, truly like the bird's eye maple. That's probably my favorite. It's just, I don't know, I like all the designs that's in the wood. It's something that's very hard to come by. Naturally, so when I buy a piece, I'm very happy to get that piece because it's hard to come by. But I enjoy that and I like it. Again, you know, you can make it out of a piece of pine if you're looking to just do a quick knife or whatever. But I just wanted to show you that, you know, the options are out there and you can find these pieces of wood and have, you know, different options if you want. eBay is a good place to find a lot of these woods, and get them, I mean, fairly quick and fairly cheap. Like I said, you know, get the curly maple fairly cheap, and if you're willing to cut the bird's eye maple, you can buy a burl, and you know, you can make as many as you want, or as many it will allow you to make. But I mean, I've made quite the few handles out of these, and I'm not scarce with it. I don't try to, you know, I'll get 4 or 5 pieces out of this. I mean, this is a knife handle. That's going to be one side. Whatever gets cut off gets cut off. Now what I do is whatever gets cut off, I save it, because I'm thinking, I've seen some stuff with Armalite or resins or whatever, they dye them and then they actually use this stuff that's cut off and they'll make these crazy looking knife handles. I'm gonna do that. Another thing I just got is I found some pine cones, and I'm gonna take those pine cones and do it's a resin layer, and then you cut it in half and you'll get, it's a funky look. If you watch Forged in Fire, you'll see it on a few of the videos, and it's an awesome look. I really like that, so I'm gonna give that a shot too. You need a vacuum chamber or a pressure chamber to put it in when you do it, so you can get rid of the air bubbles and you can push it down into the wood, and you know, you can make it really hard. I watched a few videos on that, seen a few people make it. It's not hard to make, I just think it's just time consuming. So, you know, which is sometimes not what I have a lot of. But again, I'm rambling on here, so let me let me show you one more thing. You can go to most hobby stores and you can buy a block bag. This has got cherry, black walnut, I think a pecan, and some oak in it. And this bag's like, I think it's like $7. And they got the little small pieces here, so if you want to do a little hobby something. But I mean, that's a block of cherry right there. That's a good sized block. You can make, I don't know, you could probably make a good 4 or 5 handles out of that block right there. It's like $7. I mean, it's not over $10. I know that. And you know, you can get this at any hobby store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. There's a few other ones, Hobby Town. I mean, I think they probably carry that too. I mean, you can get them at a lot of places. So if nothing else, you can go buy that. And like I said, you got options. You got cherry, walnut. Some of them come with a pecan. I've seen apple trees. I mean, they just all kinds of different stuff in it. So you know, you can get that fairly cheap and pretty much anywhere you go to a hobby shop or a craft store or whatever. But let me get out of here, and I just wanted to show you guys a few options of knife handles, and you know, how you can make a few knife handles. This is Brandon again with Down South Survival. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. We appreciate all the subscribes, likes, comments. Don't forget about the giveaway 2 weeks from last week. I think we got about 5 days left. 5 days. Tell all your friends, get everybody signed up on that thing. We really want to give it away. Don't forget about it. And again, you know, I hope, you know, good luck to everybody. And I hope somebody wins that and enjoys it as much as I think you should enjoy it, because it's a very nice knife set. And that tactical pack's going to be, you know, decked out pretty heavy. So thanks all you guys, and be looking. We're looking to do some videos with some people. This is kind of a spoiler. We got a few things coming out. We talked to a few people about doing some knife reviews of our knives. Joe's just sent me a thing the other day about the video for the cleaver. I think he's been using it quite a bit from what I gathered. I think he's really happy with it. So there's one knife review that we're going to have. I mean, it's going to be a little bit, you know, tough to have it, because me and Joe talk a good bit. It's a little tough to have him do the review. So we got a few other people that we really don't talk to that much, but somebody that you know a lot of people watch. We want to have them do a couple knife reviews and see what they think about our knives. If you guys haven't checked out a few of these guys, and I'm not going to tell you who's going to do the knife reviews, but check out Bo at Doghouse Outdoors. Check out Joe Pettish. Check out Brandon over at Bearded CP82. Check out Tim, Everyday Tactical Vids. Brian, Survival on Purpose. Country Boy Prepper. And I think that's it. Check out those guys' videos. I think you're gonna probably enjoy those videos. Check them out. One of those guys, or actually two of those guys, are gonna be probably doing a review on a knife that we're gonna send to them. Again, be looking for it. I'm not sure that they're gonna do it right away, but one guy's definitely gonna be doing it pretty soon. I'm not sure about the other guy. But I have been in contact with a few of them. Check those guys out and be looking for a video knife review from us. One of our knives, one of the BCK knives, with those guys there. I think next week, be looking for us. Maybe into this weekend, possibly even. Be looking. We're going to be doing a video on pins and how we make the pins, and how it's easy that you can get the material, make your own pins if you want to do pins. So a little bit of a, you know, update on what we're going to do every week, but I think what we're going to try to do is show where to get stuff, how we do it, and how we make it and that type of stuff. And we're just going to kind of go through a knife step building process of how we do some of our stuff, where we get some of our materials, woods, metals, pens, leather, kydex, the whole 9 yards. And then you know, you guys can make your own choices from there. Again, I've give you a good amount of options here, and you know, a few places you can get a lot, you know, some of this stuff. Again, just use your imagination, and you know, you can pretty much do anything. Thanks all you guys, appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
But